Assalamu alaikum. I am Sir Mazhar from Nova CSS Academy Islamabad, and in this video of my Column Crux, I will share with you the cruces and summaries of important columns and editorials published in the Dawn and Express Tribune from 21st till 23rd of June 2024. The first column, whose crux I am going to share with you now, is Pakistan's Hobbesian Nightmare. This column has been produced by Shahid Mahmood, and this column appeared in the Dawn of June 21, 2024. The writer has summarized the philosophies of both Niccolo Machiavelli and Thomas Hobbes to explain the relationship between the state and the citizen. The writer believes that according to Niccolo Machiavelli, the ruler, the state, should reward the people who serve the state, give punishment to the people who do wrong things against the people and the state, give security to the citizens, and provide justice to those who have been wronged. According to Thomas Hobbes, the state should be authorized to use violence against the wrongdoers for the sake of security and stability of the society inside a state. Referring to these two philosophers' philosophies, the writer tells us that Pakistan is a country in which there is no rule of law visible. The people are being wronged. The state is unable to provide justice to the people of Pakistan. Pakistan, in this context, is no less than a Hobbesian nightmare. Higher education up the creek is another important column by Faisal Bari, published in the Dawn of June 21, 2024. In this column, with reference to the fiscal budget of 2024-25, the writer has told us that when the policymakers and financial managers have imposed heavy taxes on whatever came to their mind, they have also not left the sector of education. They have reduced the tax exemption given to the faculty members and researchers from 50% to 25%, which will open the gate for these researchers and faculty members to go abroad. The government has also imposed 10% tax on books and paper, which would further dent the cause of education in Pakistan. The budget for higher education is also reduced, and the budget is also insufficient because after 18th Amendment, the provinces have chartered more universities, but HEC's budget has not been increased. The writer now requests the governments to take pity on this sector for the cause of education. War in Ukraine by Azaz Ahmed Chaudhry, published in the Dawn of June 23, 2024, is also an important column. In this column, the writer tells us about the G7 summit from 13th till 15th of June in Italy, in which the G7 countries have committed billions of dollars to support Ukraine in its war against Russia. On the other hand, the expansion of Shanghai Cooperation Organization and BRICS also poses a great challenge to these efforts by G7 countries. Now the writer tells us that so far as humanitarian and legal concerns are there, Pakistan should stand with Ukraine. However, so far as the geopolitical realities are concerned, Pakistan should stand with Russia because Russia is falling in the clout of China, which is Pakistan's ironclad friend. Two more columns published on the same page, number 6 of the Dawn of June 23, 2024, have similar subjects and theme. The title of the first column is Dangerous Majoritarianism, and this column has been produced by Muhammad Amir Rana. The title of the second column on the same page and the same subject is Extremism Gathering Pace, and this column has been produced by Abbas Nasir. Both of these writers are concerned about the rise of religious violence in Pakistan, and these columns bring to us three important factors responsible for this rise of religious extremism in Pakistan. Number one, our state's clandestine and sometimes open patronage of religious violence and organizations responsible for religious violence in different periods of history in Pakistan. Number two, the lack of spine of our state to punish those who are responsible for religious violence in Pakistan. Number three, The support and encouragement for the perpetrators of religious violence in Pakistan from segments from within the society of Pakistan. These factors are responsible for a spike in the incidents of lynching and religious intolerance in Pakistan. Now I share with you the theme of an important column published in the Tribune of June 21, 2024. The title of this column is Pakistan's Inclusion in BRICS is the Way to Go. And this column has been produced by Ishtiaq Ali Mehkri. In this column, the writer first of all tells us that Pakistan was invited to join BRICS by Russia, which is also the chair of the bloc. The writer tells us that Pakistan should positively consider joining BRICS, which is on the way to expansion. The writer has enumerated a number of benefits that Pakistan may get if it joins BRICS. The writer also tells that in this way Pakistan would also be helpful to give support to this intergovernmental bloc and would be able to play a positive role in such international level organizations. Another important column published in the Tribune on June 21, 2024 is AI Governance, sine qua non for Sustainable Digital Future. This column has been contributed by Shahid Hussain Kamboyo. In this column, the writer has explained that the integration of AI is an essential thing for governance and policy making in Pakistan and how to avoid the harmful effects of AI. In order to avoid the harmful effects of AI, Pakistan should also implement laws by taking lead from the example of other European countries, USA and China, which have implemented very intelligent laws to avoid the harmful effects of use of AI. The writer believes that integration of AI is the future of policy making and governance in Pakistan. Another important column published in the Express Tribune of June 2024 is Iran's presidential election. Implications for neighbors? This column has been produced by Imtiaz Gul. In this column, the writer tells us that most probably the forces of the status quo will win the next presidential election in Iran. But then he tells us that regardless of who wins the presidential election, the foreign policy of Iran would remain stable and uniform. Regarding the Chabahar port, the writer tells us that the Iranians do not look at this port as a rival to Pakistan's Gwadar port, which is Pakistan's point of view about Chabahar. The writer tells us that the Iranians believe that Chabahar port will only give an alternative and further junction for regional integration and trade routes for all the neighboring countries including Pakistan, Afghanistan, India, China and the Central Asian republics. Regarding the issue of Iran-Pakistan gas pipeline, the writer tells us that Iran believes that this issue can be settled amicably because both Iran and Pakistan have the potential to settle this issue amicably and find out a win-win situation for both of these countries. An important and interesting column published in the Express Tribune of June 2024 is a multi-state state, and this column has been produced by Ali Hassan Bangwar. In this interesting column, the writer tells us that Pakistan is actually not one state, but a bunch of many different states existing within one internationally recognized boundary. On top of this food chain is the state of establishment. Then there is the state, rather there are the states of different political dynasties, each having their own sphere of influence. Then there are different religious states having their own jurisprudence and controls. Bureaucracy is the fourth one. And lastly, there are the states of different feudal lords and tribal lords. The writer tells us that actually these so many different states existing within one internationally recognized boundary pose the serious existential challenge to the stability of Pakistan. My dear students, now I share with you the main points of the last column to be included in today's video. The title of this column, which was published in the Express Tribune on 23rd of June 2024, is China and Pakistan, Credibility or Nihilism, and this column was penned down by Dr. Muhammad Ali Ehsan. In this column, the writer first of all presents the current state of affairs between Pakistan and China, with reference to different news items making rounds about China's lack of enthusiasm in extending relations with Pakistan. The writer believes that if it is so, it may be because of Pakistan's bad reputation as regards corruption, political instability, cronyism, and nepotism. The writer believes that in spite of all these vices, China still has interest in Pakistan because of the strategic importance of the DC port of Gwadar and CPEC. My dear students, so far as the editorials are concerned, I have selected two important editorials to be included in this video of my column Crux. Both of these editorials were published in the Dawn and Express Tribune on 23rd of June 2024, and the subject of both of these editorials is the same. The title of the Dawn editorial is China's Concerns, and it is about the China's concerns which the Prime Minister and President of China shared with the Prime Minister of Pakistan during his visit to China between 4 and 8 June 2024. The second editorial, which was published in the Tribune, whose title is On Same Page for China, tells us that during a recent meeting of Pakistan-China Joint Consultative Mechanism, the Chinese officials emphasized that Pakistan's political parties have to come on one page if Pakistan wants to get along with China. And it is because of this emphasis that all the representatives of different political parties were present in the joint consultative meeting, which means that all these political parties were on one page for China.